Hey there! Did you know Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices? And when you download the Kroger app, you'll enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And don't forget fuel points to help you save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Want to save even more? With a Boost membership, you'll get double fuel points and free delivery. So shop and save big at Kroger today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC. And your daily reminder that the Reds are top of the league. Now, before we get into anything else, please go to either the Premier League website or the Premier League app and vote for Robbie Fowler to be included in this year's Hall of Fame, because we all love Robbie Fowler. He gave us, those of us that are old enough, some of the most joyful days of our lives in the 90s and early 2000s. He is Liverpool through and through, an absolutely warranted and deserving member of the Premier League Hall of Fame. So do go and vote for Robbie Fowler and help push him into the Hall of Fame, because it's the right thing to do. Now, on to last night. Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 1 in the Premier League. We made hard fucking work of it. I don't mind telling you. They're garbage, but they came with a very clear game plan, which was to park the bus and try and hit us on the counter. And unfortunately, rather than trying to go around their buses, we tried to go through their buses, and it wasn't really possible. We did go one up through Ivo Grbic doing a silly, not clearing the ball quick enough and allowing Darwin to close him down. Darwin blocks the clearance and it deflects and bounces into the net. Darwin celebrates it like it's a worldie, which I'm all the way there for. Absolutely sensational stuff from young Núñez. We dominated the first half. They had a couple of early chances, and by early, I mean within like the first 45 seconds. But after that, it was just one-way traffic, and we weren't allowing them even out of their own third. We just kept taking the ball off them and being rather mean about it, in fact, in some occasions. But everything was too congested through the middle. We weren't spreading them out. We weren't really doing enough to warrant creating clear chances. 1-0 at half-time. Second half, they decide 1-0 down, we better have a bit of a go here. And they get an equaliser, and it's a pure fluke. It's a cross in from the right, from McAtee. Gomez maybe could do a bit better to block the cross. Gus Hammer, who's run completely unmarked from our midfield, from midfield, arrives beyond the back post. And what he tries to do is he tries to head it across the goal for someone to run onto. And Jayden Bogle is running in and probably gets on the end of it. But it hits Conor Bradley and deflects past Kelleher and into the net. 1-1. Jurgen rings the changes. Off goes Mo, surprising to most. Off goes Ryan Gravenberch, not all that surprising. On comes Andy Robertson, and on comes Harvey Elliott, with Gomez moving into midfield briefly. Then there will be a second set of changes. Curtis Jones and Cody Gakpo would come on for Dominic Szoboszlai and Joe Gomez. And Alexis went back to playing as the 6. Alexis gets us back ahead with an absolutely sensational strike. We build down the left, ball across. There's a bit of ping pong. It rolls to Alexis, stepping onto it on the edge of the box, and it's a hit for the ages. It just pings into the top corner. No keeper in the world is saving it. And then Cody Gakpo wrapped it up. Brilliant cross by Robbo and a brilliant header by Cody Gakpo, who'd done really well to arc his run a little bit to stay onside. And the header's from 16, 17 yards out, perfectly guided into the corner. Tremendous goal. 3-1 was fair on the balance. Like, they'll feel a little bit hard done by because they did give it their all, but they concede 2.67 goals a game. So us getting 3 is par for the course. We had 83% of the ball. That is a Premier League record since Opta started tracking it. That's the dominance. That's the kind of dominance we had in the game. We did need Caoimhín Kelleher to make a couple of big saves, one early, one a little bit later. But overall, we absolutely warranted our win. The 4 subs all made good impacts. Obviously, Cody getting a goal, Robbo getting an assist. Harvey played really well when he came on. Should have had an assist. Great cross for Robbo. Just needs to go across the goal with the volley. And I think he scores, but he tried to go near post. And Curtis made a huge difference when he came on, so that was big as well. So we're back top of the league with 8 games left. 8 more cup finals. First up, United away on Sunday. They are a laughingstock, beaten 4-3 at Chelsea last night, despite being 3-2 up with seconds to play. Just an absolute madness. If we're anywhere close to our best, we can beat them quite comfortably. We should have beaten them comfortably in the FA Cup game. We need to rectify the mistakes of the last 2 appearances against them. And we need to go there and win. And do so convincingly and put a bit of a marker down. And look, Arsenal play Brighton on Saturday. That's going to be really tough for them. That's one where they might drop points. Wouldn't expect City to drop points away to Palace. Though Palace have caused them some trouble this year and got a draw up at the Etihad. So you never know. If those two could do something, Palace and Brighton on Saturday, I mean, that might set us up on Sunday to open a good gap, 4 or 5 points on Arsenal, 5 or 6 points on City. And that would give us a little bit of breathing room and margin for error. So fingers crossed that Brighton and Palace have something for us. On This Is Anfield, loads of post-match coverage, always very high level, of course. You've got A Star Is Born, but Who Starts versus Man United, the last word on Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 1. Nunez's face grab, Ibu's shock, and Maka forgets the award. 5 things fans spotted. So, to go in reverse order, Alexis was man of the match again last night, but forgot to take the award. Ibu was probably 15 yards behind Alexis when he shoots, and all he could do was just put his hands on his head because he couldn't believe what he'd just seen. And Darwin, in celebrating the Alexis goal, grabbed some fan by the face and gave him a good squeeze. Piece here on Alexis and him being the talisman of this team. Manchester United rocked by 2 more centre-back injuries. So Varane started next to Maguire, got injured, had to go off. Johnny Evans came on, and then he got injured and had to go off. So not a great evening for Manchester United. It looks like Maguire and Kambwala will be the centre-backs at the weekend, with probably Wan-Bissaka and Dalot either side. I guess that's the defence that they've got to bring forward. That's a defence we should be opening up. Liverpool fans baffled horrific tackle on Ibrahima Konate, didn't even go to VAR. So it's a tough one. There's a little bit of a tussle between him and I think it's Osula. Osula slips and he crunches Ibu. And Ibu's knee appears to fold on itself, and it didn't look good. I have to say, my initial thought was that looks like it's going to be season ender. But thankfully, he was up and able to play, and he seemed fine. So fingers crossed there's no ill effects there. We came to a decision on Scouted last night, both on and off air, that we will no longer mock Chris Wilder for his offence at sandwiches being eaten by assistant referees in front of Premier League managers, or for the fact that, you know, his team are trash. Now, it's not his fault that they're trash. They were trash before he took over. But by all accounts, very gracious after the game, and said to a couple of staff members that he hopes we go on and win the title. So fingers crossed we can go on and win the title. He used to come to Anfield as a young kid. His dad and granddad are both Liverpool, or were both Liverpool fans. I suppose his grandfather could be 90s, I suppose. But I'm not sure if his grandfather or his father are still alive. But either way, both Reds, so both part of the extended family. And Chris Wilder's 56. Now, he was born in Stocksbridge himself, and he did grow up himself as a Sheffield United fan once he was old enough to kind of, you know, make his own decisions. But still, he's always going to have that affinity for the club. Liverpool FC ticket prices to rise, but lowest increase in the Premier League. Liverpool have announced a 2% rise in season ticket and member match day tickets for the 24-25, which the club says works out at less than £1 per game. Man City have announced a rise up to 5%. Liverpool have announced they will freeze ticket prices for juniors and local tickets at £9, which is the lowest priced tickets across the league. Explaining the 2% rise, Liverpool said, the rise is a result of significant increase in costs around the club or across the club. And in the past 6 years, annual operating costs at Anfield have increased nearly 40%. During those 6 years, all ticket prices at Anfield have been frozen before a 2% increase was introduced last season for season tickets and match day tickets. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to comment on ticket prices because I don't go to the games, so it doesn't affect me. I'm too old and my back is too fucked to go and sit in a football seat. So or a seat at a football match. So I'm not too old, but my back is far too fucked. So I actually just physically can't. I could go and stand, but meh. I'd rather sit at home in a nice, comfortable chair because I'm old. The season ticket prices, they are expensive. Like, they are expensive. There's no way around it. Now, they are cheaper than other clubs, without question. But I mean, at least you're going to watch a good team play good football and win games. Do you know? Like, I remember when I used to go regularly and we were good, but the football was often crap under Jed, under Rafa. Then we were shit and the football was shit under the Hodge. And then we were sometimes good, sometimes bad under Kenny. But you were still paying a lot of money. Like, it was still expensive to go back then. But I mean, at least the team is great now. So you're actually getting value for your money. And the stadium is much improved. That must be said as well. Where are we going next? Let's have a look. Alexis McAllister has pulled off a feat no Liverpool midfielder has since Steven Gerrard. What's that? Let's have a look. What else is there? Average player ratings. We'll have a look at that one as well. There's a piece about the United game, which was just, honest to God, the ending of it was hilarious. We were recording Raw, so I had it on in the background on silent, and Trev was trying to ask me a question or something, and I didn't even hear him because United had just given away a penalty, and then there was a kerfuffle over was it a penalty or not. And to be honest, I don't think it was, but it was given anyway. Cole Palmer scores. I looked away to talk to the boys, and then when I looked back, Cole Palmer was wheeling away in celebration. And I was like, why are they re-showing the penalty? But he'd actually scored another goal. And United had properly crapped the bed. What is it that Alexis has done? Alexis has 5 goals and 5 assists in his last 11 games, which is pretty impressive. Oh, it's the first time a midfielder has had that kind of run since Gerrard in the 2012-13 season over the Christmas period. Okay. God, you'd miss the days of young Gerrard, like just being an absolute force of nature. I know, like, the midfield is really good now, and we've got 4 starters for 3 positions, and it's with Curtis back now, that's really, really strong. We've got Gravenberch, we've got Bisetic, so they've got potential. But it's still, I think it's more because he was never given the team he deserved. He'd still love to just take Stevie and just 23-year-old Stevie and launch him into this team. Average player ratings. Let's see. Right. So this is Anfield, The Echo, Goal, Footmob, and this is Anfield Readers. Queeving Kelleher 7.1, Connor Bradley 6.4, Ibu 6.1. That's low. The Echo and Goal gave him 5s. That's some bullshit. Van Dijk 7, Gomez 6, Alexis 8.9, Szoboszlai 6.6, Gravenberch 5. Goal gave him 3 out of 10. Salah 5.7. Goal gave him 4 out of 10. Diaz 7.4. I think that's a little bit generous now, to be totally honest. And Nunez 7.2. Interesting. We'll check out. Actually, you'll have to excuse me. That illness I had 2 months ago still hasn't gone away fully. On Liverpool.com, there's a piece on Curtis Jones, a piece on Alisson and the latest about injuries, piece about Pep saying that the title is basically in Liverpool's hands now. It's a little bit of mind games. Piece about Ten Hag and his defensive issues. Liverpool next manager latest as Amram eyes first hire amid agent contact admission. There's another piece here about Chris Wilder. Another piece about Amram. We'll come back to that one. There's a piece about Jeremy Frimpong. Piece about Joshua Zirkzee, who I've never seen linked to us. Let's have a look at these 2 pieces about Amram then. and see what's being said. Amram identifies first hire at Liverpool. Yada, yada. Amram's side is currently top of the Premier League, and Paulo Barreira is seen as a key member of staff. According to The Athletic, the injury prevention and conditioning coach could follow the manager to Anfield. Barreira actually worked as part of the medical team during Brendan Rodgers' spell in charge at Liverpool and also spent time with Arsenal. I would imagine he'll want to bring most, if not all, of his staff from Sporting, would be my guess. I don't think it's going to be a case where he's just going to come over by himself. I'd imagine they'll come as a package deal. I could be wrong. Motta's agent speaks out. So Thiago Motta is doing a great job with Bologna, and apparently has caught our eye. And yeah, I mean, look, he's done a great job, and I think he's probably worthy of strong consideration. But I just don't think you can look beyond Ruben Amorim and what he's done and what he's still doing at Sporting. But look, if Amorim went elsewhere, Motta would be certainly interesting. There's a piece here on Liverpool wants to sign Vinicius Jr. Jesus wept. We can take it for certain that we won't be signing Vinicius Jr. Apparently PSG have interest in Mo, and David Ornstein has said that the actual figure required to get Amorim is closer to 10 million than the 17 million that Paul Joyce was reporting, which is great news for us, of course. Let's check Anfield Watch and see what they have. Anything new from Maguire, I wonder? So, yeah, there is. Alexis McAllister is the Premier League's best midfielder right now. So, haven't read it yet, but it will be a belter because it's Sam Maguire. I said on Raw that I think Alexis is like a less mobile Lothar Matthäus. I should have said a less dynamic Lothar Matthäus because he's plenty mobile. He's just not as dynamic as Lothar Matthäus. But like Lothar, he can play every midfield role, 6, 8, 10, or he can play wide if you need him to. There's very few midfielders that can do that. Like Jude Bellingham says he wore 22 because he's a 6, an 8, and a 10 or whatever it was. But like, no. And also that adds to 24, Jude, not 22. So, you know, Jude couldn't play as a 6. There is a piece about Laura Woods. There is a piece about Jurgen saying Alexis Smith hit his shot. There's a piece on the title race, a piece on Darwin. Darwin's at now 30 goals or assists from this season. 32 if you count penalties won, but 30 in general. 18 goals, 12 assists, and 2 penalties won. Liverpool on TV, how to watch every game live. Liverpool produced 3 ridiculous stats versus Sheffield Wednesday we've never seen before. So I assume one is the 83% possession. 708 out of 779 passes. Virgil completed 98% of his passes. He attempted 100 and completed 98. That is ridiculous. Right, that is that from there. Keep that open to read Maguire's piece once I'm done with this. AnfieldIndex.com. There's a piece about Ruben Amorim. There's a piece about the game on Sunday. The piece about a recent link to Fede Valverde. Now, it wouldn't be an ideal fit, but a Fede Valverde, Alexis McAllister double pivot would be pretty special under Amorim. He does prefer a natural defensive midfielder, but I could get on board with Fede Valverde. There's a couple of pieces on last night's game, and then there is the post-match Raw from last night, myself, Trev, and Harry Sethi. We have recorded this morning the news scouted ahead of United. There is also a minefield to come, which, without even listening to it, I can tell you is going to be a belter. Now, if you're unaware, Anfield Index podcasts that run beyond the 50-minute mark cut off at the 30-minute mark. So if you want to hear them in their entirety, you need to sign up to Anfield Index Pro, which is $4.99 a month or $39.99 for 12 months. So you save some money doing that. And you get full access to everything. You get access to listen live to podcasts. You get all the pods without any ads or anything like that. So do give it a go. It's well worth it. It is well worth it. You get to listen to me. More of me is always a good thing. At least that's what I tell the people that have to put up with me in real life. Right, folks, I'm going to read you another poem. I read you a poem yesterday from a book by Stephen Quinlan, whose son Ben was good enough to send to me. I read you a poem about Kenny Dalglish, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Today, I'm going to read you about a poem about Steven Gerrard's goal against Olympiacos. And it reads simply, a pure strike soars through baying cries, tumultuous roars fill Anfield skies. Cop legend won, their hero befit. What a hit, son. What a hit. I'll see you Monday. Enjoy your weekend.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.